Welcome to round 8 of the 2010 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals. Mark Travers, Ryan Gauld in the starting straight of the Sandali MX Park. I'm telling you what, Goals, we're getting right down to the skins here. We got a little bit of weather coming in. This is going to be a crazy day today. Set it up for us.
Yeah, you know, Sandali has always offered us amazing racing. The track is just absolutely beautiful, and we did have quite a bit of rain here last night, so the sand is, I was telling some people today, I would sleep on this stuff. It's so soft and fluffy, but I don't think the riders are quite saying the same thing. But let's get to that right now. Tyler Medaglia, Dusty Klatt scoring the fastest lap times in here. Also want to touch base, Michael Willard is back. He's riding the 350K ATM like Mike Brown did at St. Julie, which is pretty cool because Willard, past champion, he knows how to go fast, so we could be talking to him on the box today. And then also Kyle Beaton, one of the fan favorites of our sport here in motocross. He's back, he's hungry. You know, he's definitely going to be a little bit off the pace, I think, as far as stamina goes, but it's just good to see the number 16 out there. And let's get to this track, though. Beautiful facility. The one thing I'm going to touch on is kind of a little tight in some areas, so one-line stuff. So that main line is going to be really strong in first motos. So the guys that are able to kind of maybe develop a second line for Moto 2 are the one that are going to be coming in up front. Aggression today. If you want to make a pass today, you're going to have to get the elbows high. We're all friends off the track, but on the track, we got to start losing some of these buddies because it needs to force a pass today.
Most definitely. Thinking about the championships, of course, in MX1, Dusty Klatt, he's pulling away a little bit. He's got a little bit of a breather. If he plays his cards right, he's going to win a championship. Of course, Colton Fasciotti not riding today in the MX2 class. Of course, riders on the line right now getting ready for the first moto. Tyler Medaglia, he's got a thin 14-point lead on Teddy Mayer, and Teddy Mayer was flying this morning, Gold. I expect a great battle between those two. Thinking about the MX2 class, Fabs earlier today caught up with number 26, Jared Allison. He's a shining star, that kid.
Sitting 5th in points with 2 rounds to go, number 26, Jared Allison on that Blackfoot Direct Yamaha. Jared, an awesome second half of the season for you. Started out strong, but really finishing with a bang.
Yeah, I mean, the West tracks are obviously my home tracks, but I came out here, rode St. Julie, got a podium, rode Moncton, almost got a podium, and I'm just on a roll. Let's see what I'm going to see what I can do here.
Nice job, Fabulous. Okay, this is round 7 of the 2010 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals, the Sandali MX track just outside of Ottawa, Ontario. MX2 pilots at their gates doing a little prep. As Genius talked about in the opening, this is a beautiful sand track with a bit of a clay base. It's going to get choppy. MX2 pilots going out on parade. We're racing right around the corner. Welcome back to the Sandali MX track just outside of Ottawa, Ontario. Mark Travers and Brian Cost are in the booth as we get ready for the first MX2 moto of the day. Alex and Sonny are in the straightaway, the 30 board up, and this moto will be brought to you by MX Performance Magazine, the #1 motocross magazine in the country, as Alex goes to 5 Fabulous, 5 sideways. We go on board number 76, Sean Wright, leading edge Kawasaki coming to that first corner, Fabs. Who's going to get the whole shot?
Well, the shot goes to, looks like Blackfoot's number 5, Tyler Medaglia, but this is eye candy on board with Sean Rife. He's sitting right there, 3rd, 4th position. Look at Nicky Beatty, the young Pro-Am rider, up quickly into the lead package, Travs. Loving this. Look at Mayer around the outside. Beatty's got him in 3rd place, but the other Pro-Am rider, Richard Gray's lurking right in there.
As we saw some small track changes from last year to this year as we go around that back sweeper section, this is where that track gets really rough, right? Soft sand as they sweep through this right-hander and come back into the main part of the track.
Well, on board with Rife, you can see how wide the track is, but there's only a yard or so. That's really the good beaten path or the main line. And look at Rife manualing through those whoops. I tell you, this kid has got some skills, sitting in 3rd, and I love that. 2011, oh, look at Rife there. Gets a little overzealous coming out of the corner, but just mentioning that 2011 Thor gear, boy, oh boy, those leading edge boys look good, Travs.
Rife right now sitting in 4th. His teammate, number 1, Teddy Mayer, is in 3rd. Both of the Medaglia brothers are sitting 1-2, so the Ottawa faithful have got to be excited right now, Fabs.
Well, this is their home track. They grew up about a half hour from this facility. A lot of laps here, a lot of fans here to see them do well, and brothers sitting 1-2. My, oh my, couldn't plan it better if you tried.
Number 5, Tyler Medaglia on that Blackfoot Yamaha with his first World Distributing whole shot of the season. Here comes Rife with that split course option, Brian. Top 4 tight right now. Benoit in 5th. Oh my, Rife with a peak on the outside.
Mayer is such an amazing rider, number 1, but Rife is so thrilling and he's so creative up the bike. Oh, 10th place on the line, a great inside move for number 18, Kyle McGlynn on young Alex La Liberté. And Liberté was going fast, but what a move by McGlynn on the inside, Travs.
Right, here's that hole shot again. They sweep around, and then they got to come into this back section. Medaglia looking good out front, but how about the start you talked about, number 951, Nicky Beattie?
Second for him, and Richard Gray right at the top. And here it is. There's Nicky Beattie through the ruts, and Richard Gray has caught right up to him. So we've got two Pro-Am riders sitting in the top 5. It's amazing, and there's the move by Gray. Oh, and Beattie gets hung up in the soft stuff on the outside, and Nicky Beattie's dad, Dave, was a huge MX star back in the 80s, racing against the likes of Ross Pedersen.
In this 3-pack right now, we have the number 16 of Kyle Beaton as he goes outside on Beattie. This is the first race back for Kyle Beaton after getting hurt in the first qualifying round of round 1, so great to see him back.
Good point you make, Travs. That puts Beaton into 7th. Looks really strong in the bike, but Tyler Medaglia just driving away from the field right now. We've got Blackfoot out front, then Orange Motorsports KTM in 2nd, and then, of course, those dangerous leading edge Cowies there, Travs. And look at Mayer. You don't want that guy behind you, I'm telling you.
So aggressive, Brian. You talked about it, and this track is going to develop, Brian. There's going to be some great lines out there as we see how wide these turns. Again, you talked about maybe a smaller section is the better line, but right now there are options out there. Love this new part of the track. Looks like Mayer's on the gas.
He's pressuring Jeremy big time, Travs, but yes, it is a wide track in the woods. There is some narrow sections. Young Richard Gray sitting in 6th place. This kid has been a huge star of the series this year in 2010, and he's a soft soil specialist. He loves the sand, and we saw his performance at Gopher Dunes. So great to see young Richard Gray from Keswick, Ontario, ripping it up with the big boys.
Yeah, of all the intermediates, Brian, he's the one that definitely has impressed most. We've seen some other great rides out there, but week in, week out, number 194 Richard Gray is in the mix, also on that Orange Motorsports KTM.
Yeah.
Right now, number 17, Jeremy Medaglia is under some serious pressure from number 1, Teddy Mayer.
He has to feel it. Mayer knows that Medaglia lives around here, knows this track well, so he's following and picking up some lines. Now he's getting aggressive. He's scrubbing low on him. He's starting to look around as they come into these deep monster ruts, and he just goes around, picks the outside rut, does the enduro ride. Like, through that section, you cannot think about speed. You have to just think about one thing, not messing up and getting through there. Jeremy a little cautious there, losing position, and now he's got the big 76. Rife getting aggressive. Look at this, through the finish line. Travs, he's taking a peek on the outside.
No time to waste for Jeremy Medaglia going inside, but Rife carries speed. Oh, he even had the foot out just to stop that connection from coming, and super aggressive, no question about it. Jeremy Medaglia looked a little tentative in that front section there.
We got a great three-way battle for 10th here. Oh my goodness. Allison getting very aggressive. Low slides, keeps the engine running, loses a little space on the track, no positions. And he was tracking down Nicky Beattie and Kieran Fitzgerald from South Africa.
Because of the sand, Brian, some of these berm corners are really soft. You have to be careful. Battle for the lead, heating up. Medaglia on the outside through the sweeper. But I like the fact that Mayer is not taking the same lines, Brian. He's looking for options. It's been difficult to get around Medaglia lately, that's for darn sure.
Man, I love that last jump after the whoop section. They just soar down the straightaway around that big bowl. And Mayer wants to get out of the roost, so not good to follow out in the sand. 4th place is teaming up with Benoit, starting to reel in Jeremy Medaglia a bit too. KTM 250F Travs fighting for every inch of this Sandali racetrack, and it is getting rougher with every lap mark, and you can see the bikes dancing all over. And look at Teddy Mayer. He's getting aggressive, Travs.
Brian, this is the battle we've been waiting for all season long between number 5, Tyler Medaglia, and number 1, Teddy Mayer. They both have been vying for the championship, but they haven't had that real get-together kind of a race.
Yeah, that's true. We've seen them follow each other around, but they haven't really gotten each other's grill much out on the racetrack, as Kyle McGlynn having a great day, a dismal season, but a great day passing Parker Allison for 8th.
As we get back to the battle for the lead, coming out of the back section into those front ruts. Oh my goodness, Brian, look at the depth of those ruts. Those things are huge. Gotta keep the feet up, Ala JSR.
Yeah, that's right. You want to get both feet skimming there. It's not the prettiest way to get through, but it is the safest. And we know these riders are dreading that section every lap. Oh, Sean Rife, our 3rd place rider, yet again pulling off the racetrack traps. He is wincing in obvious pain. It looks like his wrist, but it could be that Achilles tendon that keeps tearing up on him.
Right now, number 27, Kevin Benoit, is in 3rd place. He's gotten by number 17, Jeremy Medaglia, who now has the number 16 of Kyle Beaton all over his heels through that rutted section. Brian, Beaton on the inside. This is a combination I like to see, 16 and 17.
Well, Medaglia has been slowing a bit the last few laps. I don't know if he has a problem, but Beats is on a tear right now, and one of the most thrilling riders numbers as well as Kyle Beaton. He's a huge fan favorite. You can see him get a little off balance, sticks the leg out to get things straight. And Beaton, man, he is on a tear right now. Love to see him back and being so aggressive.
Beaton and J-Dags get their last lap flags. That puts our leaders on their final lap as well. Brian going to that back section, still super tight. A scant second between the two. Oh, battle for fourth place. Beaton on the outside and slips by Medaglia. Holy mackerel.
With a mitt full of throttle around that monster left-hander. And it's all about the different lines right now. But Jeremy, I think, definitely suffering some sort of ailment with the machine. He's not attacking this track like he was earlier on, so let's hope it's nothing physical with Jeremy Medaglia.
Number 1, Teddy Mayer sitting in second place. He's been falling around the number 5, Tyler Medaglia, for just about the whole race, Brian. Looking for options, outside, inside, eating tons of roost, and you know he has to win. Right now we're getting into the final stages of this championship, and he needs some points.
And the final stages of this moto, last series of corners. Oh, Medaglia! Oh, there's a stall rider ahead! Did you see Medaglia had to take evasive action there, went ahead and hit the guy. What an exciting first moto here in Sandali. Stick around, we got lots more coming.
Welcome back to the Sandali MX track. First MX2 moto in the books. Let's get to our Yamaha leaderboard and see the top 10 all the way down to 6th. Karen Fitzgerald with a great ride. Parker Allison in 7th. Jared Allison in 8th. Richard Gray and Kyle McGlynn rounding out the top 10.
The leader of the points on home turf, number 5 Blackfoot Yamaha Red Bull Fox. Tyler, buddy, all moto you had pressure, buddy. You fought it off. It looked like you just belong. You're feeling the flow the whole time out there.
Yeah, definitely. No, I got a huge hole shot, so I'm pretty happy about that. It's the first one I've had all year. My bike's working really good today, and I was just happy. Teddy was riding good. I think I got a little bit too comfortable at first. I started to pull away, and then I started bobbling. First time I led the whole moto, so it was a bit more pressure.
Duroy Racing KTM, Kevin Benoit up on the box again, buddy. And that was a tough moto because you went down pretty hard on one of the straightaways out there.
I don't know what happened. I went down pretty hard. There were some stars in my vision when I got up, but I got back on the bike and I pushed hard, and then when I saw my mechanic on the board putting 3rd, I was really happy and I pushed till the end.
Bunch of tough customers in MX2 doing battle. MX1 boys, the big boys, getting set up on the line. Hey, there's a previous champion and riding that 350 2011 bike, Michael Willard. And Simon Homan's the winner of one of the most exciting MX1 races in Canadian history right here at Sandali, and Homan's won it, so really good stuff. Going down to the 3rd member of our team, gold member.
All right, guys, here we're at the start of the MX1 moto here with Mason Phillips, Redemption Racing, buddy. You haven't had solid rides this year other than that Edmonton one, but I think this one is going to be the one. You look real sharp in practice this morning.
I'm hoping so. I've had some good luck here, and the track's fun. It's kind of tricky because it's one line out there, so I'm going to need to get a good start and be consistent and fast those first couple of laps, because this MX1 class is kind of treacherous in those first couple of laps.
Definitely. What goes through your mind at the beginning of the race here? I mean, I'm a racer. I know what I do. What kind of things do you go through your mind before this gate drops?
I guess I just want to... You're going for a good start. Everyone's going for a good start, so there's 40 other guys that want the same thing that I do, and I guess it's who wants it more and who's done the most practice. So it's basically on the line now.
All right, buddy. Good luck today. Hey, MX1 guys, keep an eye on the number 22. He needs to turn it up a notch, and I think he's going to do it here at Sandali.
Nice job, Goose. Okay, MX1 pilots have done all of their gate prep and farming, getting ready to go out on parade. Great shot of number 65, Troy Adams. He loves the sand from Florida. And number 749, Michael Willard, who will be wearing our helmet cam in this next MX1 moto. This is round 8 of the 2010 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals, Sandali MX Park. Ryan Coster and Mark Travers in the booth for the first MX1 moto. Alex and Sonny have the 30 board up, and this moto will be brought to you by Smith Optics. Oh, Fabs, I love it when the big bikes get out on the track. That big, deep, throaty roar, and these guys are getting ready.
You can see a lot of our fast riders are up on the inside, just like in MX2. Oh, number 135, Josh DeMuth, not in position. He has got a problem early on, Travis, as we go on board with Michael Willard on that 350 KTM, gets swallowed up by the back here, Steve.
Oh, he goes down hard in that first corner, Brian. Holy smokes, what an image. Looks like he's got some tires all over him as he picks up that Royal Distributed KTM 350 and gets back into the race as we move ahead to our leaders. A great start for the number 2 of Dusty Clad. Looks like we've got the number 3 of Bobby Canary in second place and the 134 of Travis Sewell on that Rock River Yamaha in third.
Wow, Sewell, a big surprise. There's Chad Goodwin. That's Demuth's mechanic. Looks like Demuth is getting his helmet off, so catastrophic failure for the technical. Oh, Sewell goes down in third. And I wanted to mention Sewell's up here. He's a friend of Freddie Carly.
Oh, he
Oh, we
ran
got
down.
more carnage down. What an amazing start for Travis Sewell here in Canada. He eats dirt.
You better believe it. Notice how that section coming out of there is very narrow as they sweep through to the right.
Yeah.
Working back to our lead package, number 9, Kyle Keys, looking good in third place. Number 552, Freddie Carly in fourth. And I thought I saw the KTM of Cornell Nemeth in fifth place. No,
Yes.
he's in sixth. Troy Adams is in fifth.
Adams takes that inside hip, but the Hungarian rails around the outside, so Cornell Nemeth on a charge right now. We've got some fast riders up in the lead group.
Brian!
Oh my goodness, number 3, Bobby Canary, who was in second, was checking out on Keys. Oh, he is not happy. All your heart and soul goes into racing him. The bike quits. My goodness, that is hard to deal with. So now Nemeth pressuring for third on Carly, and look at the big holes on the racetrack right now. Oh, and Phillips makes a move on Urquhart. Urquhart gets the front end, and look at Brian Wallace on that 350 KTM, does a huge cartwheel.
Babs, let's look at the whole shot from another angle. Dusty Klatt looking good early, and there is the number 3 of Bobby K right behind him.
Wow, and they jump over that berm and they just hold that throttle on. We can see the carnage involving Michael Willard in the background. Bikes cartwheeling everywhere. Now here's that pass. Phillips gets by Urquhart, but Urquhart just doesn't get clear of his back wheel, and he does a soil sample, and then taking evasive action, and that's a face plant right there by Wallace, trying to get around Urquhart, and then Marc-Antoine Genereux just gingerly squeezes through the middle. A rough and tumble sport, this motocross. If you're weak, get out.
Number 32, Cornell Nemeth with a huge inside line on Carly, moves into third place. Fabs, let's face it, right now Wallace is glad that he put his face into the sand and not the hard pack, for crying out loud, because that was a doozy.
Yeah, right in that soft sand. He'll be no worse for wear, no doubt. But battling throughout the racetrack now, and there's Canary pushing back to the pits. What a horrible feeling. These poor riders, him and Demuth both leaving here with 0 points in the first moto.
Carly coming out of that monster right-hander. His knees were very high into this little beautiful triple section, almost Supercross style, into these gigantic ruts. Adams on the inside. Does he have Carly? No, not yet. Great acceleration out of the corner as they come together, Brian. Holy clackers.
I love it. They did clack for sure. Carly was trying to find a smooth way through those nasty ruts at the monster turn. Yeah, Carly's peeking on the outside. Look at that third line right in the middle that Adams have. Gets through there a bit quicker, but then Carly cuts off the line. Adams just with a fistful up the inside. They clack wheels there. They both have a little bit of a moment. Weebo's wobble. Neither falls down, but that is a pass, and that is third place in the books. No, fourth place for Troy Adams.
Super aggressive, holy smokes. But you know, on a track like this where all those lines come in together, Brian, that stuff happens. The number 134 Rock River Yamaha, Travis Sewell, starting to find some lines after going down early as he slips by TJ Phillips for ninth.
With a great crossover move through the braking bumps. Really impressed with Sewell. He crashed in the first lap. Got all the way back up to ninth, and look at Dusty Klatt now on fire, just ripping up this racetrack. Look at the bike working underneath him. He is aggressive. He's finding his lines. He's like Stella. He's found his groove.
The number 9 of Kyle Keys on that Machine Racing Honda, holding his line in second place. The number 32 of Nemeth in third, 65 on that Certix Kawasaki is Adams in fourth, and here comes Carly in fifth.
Man, these guys are going so fast. Look at them racing. Jack Carpenter now is in a bit of trouble from Sewell as they go around the big tree section. Carpenter goes over the berm, and look at this through the trees. Sewell up the inside has the better of him as they drag race into this cool little left-hander. The hip on the inside. Oh, what a move by Sewell. Just jumps through the turn.
And you watch Sewell ride, Brian. He rides with his elbows down, so very interesting. Super fast, who cares? The battle for second is heating up. Keith has got a huge Hungarian in his rearview mirror.
Well, the Hungarian has caught up a lot of ground the last few laps. He's starting to slowly chip away. I think Cornell Nemeth has found his lines and is, like Klatt, really getting into a rhythm here as he's nice and relaxed coming into the braking bumps. Oh, we got big trouble. Carly stalls it, throws 7th place away right there. Brian Wallace gets around. We saw him do the face plant. Carly can't get it going. There is a hot start lever that might help him, but he can't fire up his bike right now. Ultra frustrating.
Redemption Racing's number 22, Mason Phillips, the Kiwi, looking good in 5th place. Boy, Brian, he is flowing on this track.
He is ripping up, setting some wicked lap times with Phillips. And Goldie interviewed him earlier and told him he has to get moving. The guy's been riding awesome. I love this shot of Dusty Klatt, man. Oh, man, he is checking out.
The sand specialist number 9, Kyle Keast, Machine Racing Honda, has been feeling a slight bit of pressure from the 32 of Cornell Nemeth as they get into some lap traffic. There's Carly back on the track.
Nemeth taking the split lines again. You don't want to follow here because the sand roost will stick to your goggles, Travis. It's nice to see Carly up and running. But right now, Nemeth is getting really aggressive. Oh, and he blows through that ugly rut and makes his own line to get through Keast. And Keast got hung up on the outside in that deep, thick sand there, Travis.
Well, it looked like Keast was going to be able to carry his speed around that corner, but Nemeth was very aggressive on the inside, and again, having that height, he's able to go through some of those deeper ruts a little bit quicker.
Yeah, that could definitely help Cornell Nemeth on that monster corner as we see a battle for 10th getting hot. Nice line for Ryan Millar on the outside of TJ Phillips, and he gets him on that little tabletop. But back here in the woods, Trav, so many different lines, and they're all gross.
Michael Willard back up and running after that first turn crash. Makes a pass on number 86. That's Seidel for 12th place. So great to see that KTM 350 on the move, Brian.
Seidel having a good swing here out in the east, riding for the Murphy Motorsports squad. And they've got a big 18-wheeler in the pit, so it's great to have Murphy's boys represented up front as number 2, Dusty Klatt. Charles, he's doing it all right, according to the textbooks here at Sand Del Lee.
You saw number 32, Cornell Nemeth, get his last lap flag. There's the number 65 of Troy Adams getting his last lap flag, currently sitting in 4th. And the number 9 of Kyle Keast is in his sights, Brian.
Yeah, good point. Keast and Adams, both sand specialists. Look at the body English of Dusty Klatt working that 450 Yamaha, and he's found that Nemeth line there, but it's getting deeper and deeper with every lap, but things are getting tight. Look at Adams making a move. He's starting to show Keast a wheel here, and Keast is responding. Look at the body English, Traps. He has got the wick down.
And running into some lap traffic, so that's going to be interesting as they get into this last lap. You just saw them get by Seidel. Keast on the inside, and it looks like Adams was using that wide line, but it becomes the inside. Oh, and he makes it happen for 3rd place. A bit of an odd pass there, Brian.
Back there, Traps, a lot of position changes. There's so many ugly ruts that guys are bouncing out of and crashing back there, so a lot of passing there in that tree section, but it's all about the Blackfoot Yamaha and Dusty Klatt here for the moto win.
3rd place, Brian. Look at Keast up on the inside, crosses over on the backside. Adams holding court on the inside. This is for 3rd place. What a race we have here in Sand Del Lee.
Welcome back to Sand Del Lee. How about those ruts, people? Ay, 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 to the Yamaha leaderboard. First, MX1, Mason Phillips with a strong ride in 5th. Like Liam O'Farrell, a quiet ride in 7th. Kevin Urquhart after his big crash. Willie Shatro 9th and Willard 10th.
Holy smokes out there, Dusty. You just killed that track. You made the sand track look like asphalt, for crying out loud.
Well, you know, I mean, I really wanted to get that start back because the track is tight today, and you know, I'd imagine it's really tough to pass, so I mean, I wanted to get that start really bad, and you know, thankfully enough, my Yamaha Red Bull Blackfoot bike was able to get off the line strong and come with the whole shot, so that was a good solid motor. I mean, I rode solid and consistent, had like one close call, but besides that, it was a smooth race.
Number 65, Troy Adams, with a spectacular pass late in the moto to get on the podium. I'm telling you what, you charged really hard to catch up to Keast, and you really put the hammer to him late.
Yeah, it was. I saw Keast coming up, and I just thought there was no way I was going to be able to get around him. This track's hard enough to pass on, let alone a guy that's as stout as he is. And I knew I couldn't bump him or ride rough him because it was just going to be bad for me. And Lapper's gotten our way, and it kind of slowed him down a little bit. And I was able to get beside him in the woods and had a little bit better line than he did. And was able to squeeze him off, and it was just holding him off from there because I knew he was coming. So
nice job down in the trenches, T-Knot, to the CMRC Eastern Canadian Women's Pro Nationals presented by Honda to round 3 of 3, the final weekend for the girls. No Jacqueline Ross this weekend. She has an injury, but we saw Taylor Miller actually leading Heidi Cook early on in the first moto.
Kate McCarroll looking good in 3rd. The number 2 of Jocelyn Collot was back out on the track, getting some help from none other than number 1 Colton Fasciotti. Yotes was pitboarding and spinning the wrenches. Number 1 Heidi Cook got the lead back from number 31 Taylor Miller, but then went down in the back section. And let's face it, Fabs, those 2 girls, the class of the field. Watch Collot on the inside. Oh my, what an aggressive pass as she bangs by Trudell for 5th. Holy smoke, showing her wares. Winning the first moto though, Fabs, the number 31 of Taylor Miller up from the States.
Yeah, she's from Alabama. Heidi went down, handing over the victory, and that is Taylor Miller's first win here on Canadian soil to the second moto. It's back to the old Heidi Cook show, Trav, so she takes a commanding lead early on.
Well, and this is the final round, so she was vying for the championship and looking good. And with the exit of number 732, Jacqueline Ross, the number 9 of Kate McCarroll on that road distributing KTM started to find some good lines, and she was definitely the third fastest on the track today. Cook taking the checker flag, the overall win, and the championship.
Quite fitting that 1-2-3 on the day is also 1-2-3 in the championship. Graham Pupa, Mark Stalibras giving the number 1 plate to Heidi. She's pretty pumped to retain that. Taylor Miller second, and Kate McCarroll locks down third. We got lots more after the break. Stick with us.
Welcome back to round 8 of the 2010 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals. This week from the Sandali MX Park, just outside of Richmond, Ontario. Alex and Sonny onto the track with a 30 board up. The second MX2 moto is about to get underway, and this moto will be brought to you by Brass Knuckle Therapy. My goodness, that was a bit of a cheeky shot, Brian, a cheeky shot.
The girls getting very cheeky out here in Sandali. Oh, the board is already turned to 5. Look at all our key players right on the inside. Medaglia with the first moto hole shot. Look at the body English for Medaglia hanging his weight off to one side. Richard Gray and him dueling it out, and it is Tyler Medaglia with that Royal Distributing hole shot.
Oh, nicely done. Fabulous as Medaglia gets on the gas and beats out number 194, Richard Gray, for the shot. But right in behind, we saw Mare and Beaton going head-to-head as they swing into the back section.
Look how much further Teddy Mare jumped than Richard Gray there on that little tabletop. But Tyler Medaglia with a huge wheelie and lots of hookup for him, and he's choosing all the right lines, and there's nothing better than grabbing that whole shot and getting that good old clean air.
Mare and Beaton get by Gray in the back section to go second and third, and it looks like number 27, Kevin Benoit, is now into fourth place. So Gray under some heavy pressure. Here comes Jared Allison on the inside into that KTM right-hander.
Gray's getting a lot of experience here, but it's not very nice getting passed by all these top riders. Now here comes Jeremy. He's not going to stay behind Gray long. You can count on that.
Kyle Beaton with a great start. The number 16 Blackfoot Yamaha is in third place. Benoit fourth, Allison, Gray, and here comes J-Dags on the outside. Split course.
Yeah, a little crisscross action doesn't really happen. Medaglia holds tight on the outside now as they come into these deep monster ruts. Outside becomes inside, so we'll keep apprised of that. But our lead battle, familiar story, Mare and Tyler Medaglia.
Mare and Beaton using the outside line in the split course. Benoit going inside in fourth. Back to Allison in fifth. Medaglia in sixth. Gray in seventh, and Parker Allison in eighth.
Back to our leaders. Mare is starting to get a little aggressive on Tyler Medaglia. They are bunched up, and everyone's going super fast, Travers. Track is getting rougher and rougher, and lines are going to become more important. And look at the sweeping outside maneuver right there. All these guys, Travers, they are flying.
Carrying a lot of speed on this track, Brian. We think about this track compared to Gopher Dunes. Not as deep sand. It's got that clay base, but it gets choppy. Going back to Allison. Oh, my goodness, Medaglia's got some great lines as he works his way up on the number 26.
Talk about that chop, boy. You sure got to let the motorcycle do the work. If you hold on too tight, it's just going to tire you out and cause the old arm pump. As we see fifth place getting tight with Jeremy Medaglia taking a look on the inside. Oh! Medaglia goes on the inside of that hay bale. Not sure if that hay bale got knocked off of the inside line out onto the track. Nonetheless, the pass is not made, but there he goes. Feigns outside, goes to the inside. We can see Allison look over. Getting over defensive, open the door for Jeremy Medaglia to move into fifth.
Well, there you're seeing some options, Brian, some ways to pass. You're looking for that inside-outside, waiting for that, that moment to dive inside, and that's exactly what Jeremy did.
Yeah, for sure. Allison looked to the right, moved over. Too defensive there, cost him the position. Jeremy Medaglia knows the lines out here. Tyler, big brother Tyler, starting to pull away, but I'm liking Kyle Beaton. Moved up into third place after that dismal first moto. He had fourth in the bag. His bike quit with only 2.5 laps to go. So right now in third, and he's holding the gap with Kevin Benoit.
And the number 5 of Tyler Medaglia, thinking championship, Brian, is looking good right now in the lead. Mare has got to find a way to get up there and pass him if he wants any hope to win this championship. To the battle for third. Holy smokes, Benoit in fourth place, skipping over that huge deep sound rut, just about had a problem.
Like I said, there is not a good rut back there. We don't have a camera back there that you can see the track perfectly, but it is nasty out there. We're seeing all kinds of bikes getting upset coming out of that left hand around the trees.
Think about this lead four-pack, Brian. Amazing how close they are, and yet nobody's made a pass yet in this top four.
Everyone's freight training right now, so we have to keep our eyes peeled for some passing action. There's Kevin Benoit and Kyle Beaton starting to approach some lapped riders, Travis.
Using those lap riders is a key, Brian, because you can get into situations where right now we're seeing Kyle McGlynn going inside on the number 194 of Richard Gray with a great pass, and that is going to put him up into 9th place.
So Richard Gray working his way back, but he's got a lot to be proud of to finish in the top 10. Back to our leaders, getting around some lap riders, and lap traffic, Travis, always a big situation in any of these motos. They can get in the way and ruin your day real quick.
Well, when you see that blue flag, Brian, you need to hold your line and let those guys get around you. You can't start swerving all over the track, falling back to the battle for 3rd place. This is the first time that these two riders have gotten together all season. The number 16 of Kyle Beaton and the number 27, the phenom, Kevin Benoit, on that Duroy KTM in 4th.
Well, this just illustrates that if Beaton was here all year, he would have been in the mix with these guys. There's Benoit challenging. They're side by side through the ruts, and Beaton just happened to take the better rut there, not quite as long as the one Ben was in. But I'm telling you, Benoit's been following him for quite a few laps and not really able to close the door and make anything happen, proving that Beaton, if he was here all year long, would have added a huge dimension to this class.
Beaton, one of the fastest riders in this country in the MX2 class, never to win a championship, Brian. You're right. From the get-go, he would have been in the mix. Right now, Benoit is freight training a little bit. He's looking inside, looking outside. I like Beaton's defense, no question about it. Whoa, look at that.
Oh, he stifled himself in that berm, but I think his bike just quit the way his arm's up. He's not even trying to kick it over. Beaton knows the sport well enough to know when a motorcycle's cooked, so big problems for the Blackfoot. That's 2 DNFs on their lights bike, and Benoit inherits 3rd place.
Oh, the heartbreak kid, Kyle Beaton, is not going to finish this race, although he looked good today, Brian. This is the first time he's back on the bike. The number 17 of Jeremy Medaglia is moving up on Benoit for 3rd as we move forward to the lead battle, Brian. And look at Maris. He's just not giving Medaglia an inch here.
He is dogging him big time out here in Sandalee. And I cannot believe how fast Teddy is. He can't quite get in there and show him a wheel, but great racing, keeping Medaglia honest as they hit the last lap flag. Here's Sandalee. Oh, they both take that inside hip line. It's now or never for Teddy Mayer-Travis.
Well, he better have a sneaky line in his back pocket, Brian, because he's been following around Tyler Medaglia for the last 2 motos and hasn't been able to make a pass, for crying out loud, to 3rd place. Number 27, Kevin Benoit, and number 17, Jeremy Medaglia, getting their last lap flags.
Well, Travis, the rain has been falling for the past few laps and visibility becoming an issue. Tyler Medaglia nice and clean with that hole shot, looking really good. Teddy Mayer has been eating roost the whole moto, and you're right, Travis, 2 motos following Medaglia around. He's got to come up with something, and quick.
Medaglia, Tyler, that is, has been so aggressive in the lead. I've loved his offense. He hasn't needed much defense, and that's what I like about him. Jeremy Medaglia knows this track very well. Brian, of course, from Kentville, Ontario. These guys have ridden this track before. Let's see if he can make up some ground on number 27, Kevin Benoit. Back to our lead. Fabulous.
It's still about 2 seconds. Back to Jeremy Medaglia. He did have a back brake issue in that first moto. That's why he was working his way backwards, but now he is hungry for Benoit, and he's starting to charge big time.
The number 26, Troy Lee Designs, BlackfootDirect.com, Yamaha of Jared Allison in 5th place, getting his last lap flag, and looking back, Brian.
Yes, checking the gap on 6th. I think he's going to march in for 5th, and big rear wheel lockup for Benoit. He knows Medaglia is coming. Love this part of the track. That little jump coming out of the corner. These boys coming through these deep monster ruts. They didn't groove that section all weekend long. It's kind of like an enduro rider, last man standing kind of section.
Mayer does not have that tenacity look to him right now as we close into the last couple of corners. It looks like, yes, Tyler Medaglia will take the checker flag and the clean sweep here at Sandalee at his home track, but the battle for 3rd is on fire!
I don't think these young guys have even heard of Van Halen, Travers, but the battle's on big time. Look at Medaglia. Takes a peek up with 1 corner to go. Moves into 3rd, the final podium position. What an amazing move.
All right, to a Yamaha leaderboard badge. 2nd MX2 Moto, top 10 down to 6th. We've got Lorenz, Allison, McGlynn, Gray, and La Liberté.
Teddy Mayer doing it once again out there, buddy. I got to tell you, you must like sand for breakfast or in your diet, because you ate a lot of it, dude. I got to tell you, your heart and determination in those motos is unbelievable. I would have gave up a long time after that if I couldn't get by.
Yeah, you know, that's one thing I never give up, and you never know what can happen. The track was on line, you know, it started raining, so it kind of started getting slick, and especially, you know, it was just that one good line. was just waiting for a mistake, but he was solid the whole time. So I did the best I could. That's about all I can do.
Orange Motorsports KTM number 17, Jeremy Medallion. Almost they called you your brother, buddy. That was the pass of the year right there. How's that feel?
It was good. I didn't have the best of start. Knew I had to get everyone as much as I could, so I got by Benoit on the last lap, and it felt good.
Did you hear this crowd when you crossed the finish line? Because it went nuts here, dude.
Yeah, man, I love these people. It's awesome.
Here are the series points after 8 of 9 rounds. Tyler Medaglia pulling out a nice lead. You can look at the numbers right there, but want to touch on Eric Nye. Broke his hand last week, not coming back.
Here's your top 3 in MX2 at round 8, Sandily. Welcome back to Sandily MX Park, just outside of Ottawa, Ontario, as we get ready for the final moto of the day, and that is a terrific shot of the Monster Girls. The 30 board is up. This final MX1 moto will be brought to you by Hindle. Feel more power. And Brian, the rain is starting to fall.
Yeah, it's falling very lightly right now, and what a terrible way to start a moto. Compromised vision right off the get-go. Vision, always a key in motocross as the gate is down, Travs, all our key players up the inside, and it's the White Knight. Looks like Kyle Keith, number 9, with the advantage, and that we're distributing whole shots.
But quickly, number 134, Travis Sewell, now Rock River Yamaha, blasts into the lead. Keith in second right now, Klatt on the outside. Super fast start, Brian, as they all funnel through that little uphill right-hander and into the back section.
Looks to me like Klatt wants the lead big time the way he stormed around that corner. Oh, and Sewell goes down. Our leader goes down. Succumbs to the pressure of leading the moto. Keith goes into the lead. There's Klatt. And now, look at Nemeth gets around Urquhart and Troy Adams, who got third the first moto, lurking in the top 5.
Thinking about Sewell, 2 good starts, Brian, but then crashes early in both motos, and for crying out loud, he had the lead. To number 546, Kevin Urquhart on that Royal Distributing KTM. He's got number 65, Cernix Kawasaki. Troy Adams hot on his heels, and is that the number 552? Yes, it is. Freddie Carley right behind.
Boy, these riders seem to get in each other's grill every moto. That is the battle for 4th place. Really impressed with Urquhart on the KTM. Do a replay of the start. There's a great hole shot for Keith, but look at Josh Demuth get totally shoved out. Goes for an enduro ride right through the ponds. He's got to totally regroup, roots through the grass there. The whole pack is gone.
What a disastrous day for Demuth. For crying out loud, he never even started that first moto. Then he was in for that little pond experience in the second moto off the start, so he's got some work to do. Okay, back to our lead. Number 9, Kyle Keith in lead. Number 2, Dusty Klatt in second. 32, the Behemoth is in third place. As we move back to that split course, here comes the number 134, Travis Sewell. Rock River Yamaha starting to find some lines after that put down when he was in the lead.
Starting to pressure Liam O'Farrell there to the contour lock-off cam. Our lead riders, Nemeth taking the exact same line as Dusty Klatt. We know how strong Keith is in the sand, and right now he's starting to bulldoze his way away from the pack, but Klatt not giving up.
Right, this is the first moto of the season where we've had rain, and if you think about it, of all the tracks to get it at other than Gopher Dunes, this is the one, but it's still a little sloppy, especially in that back section.
Yeah, this is the section of the track the riders hate. The ruts get really ugly back there. They crisscross all over the place, and look at the deep stuff there. Keith gets a bit of wheel spin and loses the lead. Klatt takes it right up in the inside. Keith's out in that soft stuff. Sucks a lot of power out of the engine, and just open the door right there for Dusty to inherit first place.
Fabs, that's one of the parts of the track that you want that inside line. You saw the way that Keith almost got pushed into that wide line, and from there on then you're toast.
Yeah, you come out of that back section, you give it the gas, and you're not really sure which way you're going to bounce. Bobby Canary is out again. Managed a few laps, and he left his bike on the side of the track. That's not a crash, Travis. That's another mechanical.
For crying out loud, Fabs, that's 2 DNFs today. Talk about the fact that he was battling for the championship. Now he's fallen back in the points, but the battle for second place is heating up.
Nemeth is catching big time on Kyle Keith. Look at him. He's taking a look around the outside. Around this section here, I love this part of the racetrack. Everyone can just hold it open. Now, Dusty's starting to check out a bit. Rain is starting to team a little harder now, Travs. It's getting ugly out there. And what a tough sport, let alone add the ingredient of rain. Oh, my goodness. These Warriors are earning every cent here today. And there's that section. Now, Nemeth gets hung up out there. It's getting sloppier and sloppier after every lap.
Keith looking good on the inside. Oh, a huge bit of wheel spin. Very slick. And there goes the Behemoth into second place. Oh, what a line bounce. He is on the pipe.
And then Cornell goes for the roll-off. And that roll-off system was invented by Smith Optics, one of our series sponsors. So Cornell getting a little clear vision thanks to a Smith design.
Reminiscent of the first Moto, Brian, where these two battled hard as we move backwards to the battle for 10th. Number 749, Michael Willard on that Royal KTM with those rags hanging out, a la JSR.
Yeah, that's to, if he gets mud on his hands, he can wipe his hands dry. And that is the idea behind that towel. We see that with quarterbacks in football as well. Josh Seamuth back in the game, Travis, but oh, he's styling, but he's just inside the top 15.
Battle for 6 right now is heating up, Brian. The 552 of Freddie Carly, Rockstar Suzuki, Rock River Yamaha, Travis Sewell on the inside. Look at how deep those ruts are, paddling through. Oh, and a huge bomb hole there for Sewell, but does he have it? Oh my goodness, great acceleration coming out of that corner.
I thought Carly was going to bump him the way Adams passed him earlier in the day, and Sewell is up here because of Carly, and Carly might not want to invite him back after that.
The number 43 Kawasaki of Josh Schneider slips by Nathan Slater for 16th, looking good in the rhythm section. To our leader, number 2, Dusty Klatt, taking that inside hump line, but here comes the Hungarian.
Coming hard. To see Klatt under braking, it was like his bike was hinged in the middle. He's bouncing this way and that.
To number 9, Kyle Keith, through those monster ruts. We're calling them monster ruts because they are gigantic.
Monsters.
Without his goggles right now, Brian, in 3rd place.
Good point, Travis. And no goggles, that is awful, especially with lappers now. It's not just the roost and the rain, it's the sand that can come off your front tire and into your own eyes. So this is just treacherous racing, not only in the pelting rain, the roost, and then what bounces off your own motorcycle goes right up into the eyeballs.
And looking at our leader, number 2, Dusty Klatt, he is goggleless at the moment as well. To 2nd place, Cornell Nemeth. Boy, he's really been riding smooth on what I'm going to call a treacherous track right now.
Well, Nemeth has his goggles, so that has got to be a couple seconds a lap. I'm telling you what, Klatt has to be sore in the eyes, and Klatt wears contact lenses, so this is huge for Dusty Klatt.
Number 65, Troy Adams, sitting in 4th place right now, and here's for the number 546 of Kevin Urquhart, who's having a pretty good day, Brian, except for that fall in the first moto, right now in 5th.
Very consistent, and that is a key ingredient to get a job. You got to be consistent. You got to finish these motos. Urquhart is doing just that. Now you can see the rain coming down, getting slicker and slicker everywhere, Mark Travers, and it is ugly back there. We talked about this corner time and time again. Riders having extreme difficulty back there, going down, lots of passes made. Head referee Randy Hall has the blue flag out, but look who comes out. Cornell Nemeth has come out in front of Dusty Klatt, Travis. What's going on back there? We can't see a thing, and there's Dusty. Dusty went down in the back section.
Waiting patiently for the number 2 to come out, goggleless right now, covered in muck. He goes down in the back section and loses the lead.
Looks slow to get moving. I hope he didn't knock the wind out of himself back there as we get back to the battle for 8th. Carly holding off Phillips for now, but Phillips is charging hard, and look at these atrocious track conditions. Oh, Gopher Duke rider Liam O'Farrell takes a sample.
The South African having problems over that big tunnel jump, Brian. You can see how the conditions have gone from bad to worse. Bike covered in mud. It weighs an extra 40 pounds trying to pick it up. Slippery conditions. Trouble to number 2, Dusty Klatt. Red Bull Yamaha sitting right now in 2nd place, and if he stays there and Nemeth wins this moto, Nemeth will get the overall.
That'll be huge for Cornell Nemeth. He's never had an overall win, and oh boy, Dusty's got to hit the binders and just gingerly get around that down rider. There's less than half a lap to go here, and there's our leader, Cornell Nemeth, and look at how terrible it is. This is all about survival right now. It's not about speed. I think Cornell knows he has a good gap on Klatt. Just get yourself around without going down, and there's Kyle Keese. Looks like he's going to have to settle for 3rd. A strong ride, though, on that machine Honda.
Brian, you can see how the long legs and the height of Cornell Nemeth is helping him in those back sections, in those deep ruts. He's getting those legs out like outriggers, just like that, Fabs.
Oh, not the prettiest way to get through. And look how he's sitting way up on the gas tank. It's like enduro. Nemeth is no stranger to those Erzberg-type rallies and last man standing, Ironman-type races. This guy's got all the ingredients, all the skills. First moto win on Canadian soil. This is going to give him the overall. KTM's got to be stoked. Cornell Nemeth takes all the glory here in Sandali. 2nd MX1 moto results brought to you by Yamaha. We know our top 3. How about Adams in there? Urquhart consistent. Sewell, Lycan, Carly, Chatru, and Willard. Again, 9-10.
with the winner, second MX1 Moto, first of the season for number 32, Cornell Nemeth. What a spectacular pass in the back section that you made on Dusty Klatt, got the lead and held onto it. Congratulations.
Yeah, I catch him back. You know, he actually, I think, pulled a whole shot, and I had a good start as well, but I made a mistake on the back, so a couple of guys passed me, and you know, I kept going, and I've seen Dusty always make a mistake in the back, and I was like, you know, he went down, and I just passed him, so made me easy, you know, and you know, I'm so happy. Thanks for my team, and I love my wife, you know, back home, and just can't wait to see her again when I'm coming back.
Finishing third, second MX1 Moto here from Sandal MX Park. I tell you what, Keister, the sand in you was something. You just had the great lines, and you had to muscle your way through that track because with that rain coming down, those ruts were huge. It was a very difficult track late in the day.
Yeah, like it was gross out there. I mean, that was obviously the worst track of the year. It was obviously prep good, but because of the rain, there was nasty ruts out there, foot peg draggers, and you had to be tough to finish that moto.
It's a tough job down at the podium, but Travers up for the challenge. Nice job down there, T. Klatt secures the championship with 1 round to go, but look at the battle with Keeston Canary. It ain't over till Walt.
To the max $50,000 shootout. If Tyler Medaglia keeps it together, he'll get 10 grand. Klatt's still looking good for a portion of that $2,500 bonus, though. Most moto wins, Fabs.
That is correct. There is our top 3 of the day. The big Hungarian, first overall, then Klatt, then Keist. What an entertaining day racing despite the rain.
You have been watching the 2010 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals, brought to you by RoyalDistributing.com. 20 years of power sports excellence. For Johnny, Kevin, and the whole MX101 crew, thanks for putting on a great race day here. We'll see you next week at the Transcan in Walton, Ontario.